And we're live, Pep Talk UK. Joe P once again, joined by Jay Alby. How are you, mate?
All good, Joe. How you doing?
Been a good day, been a long day. Very productive day for the channel, and big news, big breaking news. Worst kept secret in boxing confirmed, Jay?
Yeah, spoke about it last month, I think it was, about Eddie Hearn going to Dazn. It's now been confirmed. Some great news, great for boxing. Great day really for boxing. So I think it's going to move into a new direction. See where Sky Sports goes. A lot of questions there. I'm sure a lot of people want to find out where Sky's going to go with the boxing. Maybe an opportunity for the smaller promoters. Maybe it's a chance for multiple promoters to work with Sky, so we can get a lot more boxing, a lot more action, and I can see it being a positive thing all round for boxing, really.
100%, and I'm sure we'll go into that, whether it's positive or not, whether you're gutted they're leaving Sky. Make sure you leave a comment in the chat, and make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Pep Talk UK. For anyone who doesn't know, I'll just state the facts as now they are facts because they've been confirmed. Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, 5-year deal to show at least 16 fight nights a year across the UK and Ireland in Dazn, on Dazn. It's reported to be a 9-figure deal, which is absolutely gargantuan. It's absolutely huge. And the last Saturday night fight night Sky will do with Matchroom Boxing for the foreseeable future will be Ritson versus Ponce, taking place next weekend. Anthony Joshua will have his next fight on Sky Sports Box Office. That's also been confirmed. And then they shall reevaluate, as it's Anthony Joshua's last fight with Matchroom Boxing. So that's a whole nother thing. Could we see Anthony Joshua leaving Eddie Hearn? Been with him since the day he turned pro. A lot of big fights. A lot of scope for boxing to change. It all starts on the 31st of July at Matchroom HQ Fight Camp with 3 consecutive shows over 3 consecutive weeks. Dazn have put out some banners of fighters, which leads me to believe, I haven't looked into it yet, that they will be the ones competing at Fight Camp. And we've got a whole lot to talk about. So when you heard it, Jay, not many people were surprised, but what did you think? Were you surprised, or were you just waiting for the news?
Not really surprised, Joe. I reckon it was about time we actually got it finalised. I think everyone knew it was going to happen. It's been spoken about for a little while now. I think it's just good for the fans for the future, really. Now that we can start seeing plans, seeing where Matchroom's going to go with Dazn. It's a great product. We've already seen it so far work in the UK. It's working around the world. They're going global. It's good for the Matchroom roster as well. Great opportunities for them. Great chances to fight around the world. Great platform. Sky's been a great platform as well, but like we heard with Eddie in the interview, it was difficult. Sky couldn't really come up with the funds, come up with a budget for the big fights. So now Dazn's come forward. Hopefully the pay-per-view shows that he said that we'll get in with Sky are going to be on the subscription. So that's great for boxing fans. Obviously, you're going to get Anthony Joshua on Sky Box Office. Yeah, no, I'm just happy, really. Like I said, we can find out now what's going to go on with Sky. I think Wasserman's boxing's going to go on there, Cali Sowland and that. So you might see some good shows on there. That's what I heard on a Frank Warren interview. Like I said, many promoters can now work with Sky. Sky's probably going to do a lot of the YouTube fights you see at the weekend. You got Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather that they're involved with. So we'll see what happens there. But with Dazn, that's great stuff. We saw the production with the Billy Joe Saunders fight and Canelo, fantastic. And Eddie teased us in the interview that there's going to be a great team that he's going to have there. So no, all positive stuff. I'm happy. I think with Anthony Joshua, you might find him in a situation where he'll probably work with Dazn after this deal with Eddie. Work with Eddie still, but it'll probably be like what Canelo does, his own sort of brand, his own sort of management, and dictate his own fights so he can not be restricted. So yeah, if he has to go fight someone on a different platform, he's got the capabilities to do that. But I think Dazn are more open to that than what Sky were. So yeah, it's good stuff, Joe. I'm happy. And yeah, let's see what big shows can be announced. I'm sure Fight Camp's going to be fantastic. Like Eddie
Can't
said,
wait.
starts on the 31st. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Welch Mers says, do you think Frank will sign with Sky? I'm sure throughout the live tonight, we'll be running for about 90 minutes to 2 hours. Do you think that Frank will leave BT Sports for Sky if he had the opportunity to do so?
No, I don't think so. I think Frank's got a great platform at BT Sport. He's got a good thing over there. He's got his own roster of fighters. I know he could take them over to Sky, but loyalty does pay a lot in boxing, and I think BT give him a great opportunity at the time, and I think Frank's took it with both hands. He's put on some great shows. He's got some good young fighters. There's a show this weekend on BT Sport. No, I think Frank's happy. BT Sport's a great competitor. I think they're sort of on the same sort of level as Sky. I know Sky's been around a lot longer, but if you see what BT put on, they put on some great other sports with football and also the UFC. So, yeah, no, I think Frank would definitely stay with BT.
Rap chat, true opinion. Boxing is a joke right now. Yeah? Question mark. I reckon I'd like to get Ken's opinion. He's going to be joining us in a bit, so I'd like to see his opinion on that, Jay. But what's your opinion? And Rap chat, let us know why you think boxing is a joke right now. Go on, Jay.
Yeah,
What do you think, though?
Well, certain aspects of it is we talk about it all the time. We always moan about certain parts of boxing, but look, this is why if you've seen on all the social media, this is game changing stuff for Matchroom and boxing. They're going to be doing things that haven't been seen before. Look, you need to move on and go to new platforms, do new stuff, try new things to take the sport to a new level. Like we just said, the production that was on the Billy Joe Saunders Canelo fight was unreal, and if we're going to see a little taster of that and it's going to improve, fantastic. Hopefully, it's going to bring a lot more eyes for the boxers. You see what Matchroom do on their YouTube channels. You get a lot during the week. You get the build up, all that sort of thing, which I really enjoy. They've got a great team already. I think Eddie said there's going to be a couple of faces that you recognise, some new faces. So look, all exciting stuff, and you want boxing to be exciting, and I think new change like this gets your juices flowing, gets you excited. What's going to be next? What fights are going to happen? Is there going to be any more big news? Yeah, I can see good things from this. But look, boxing's still got a lot to do to improve. So's a lot of other sports. But look, let's be positive. Let's enjoy the good things from this, and let's talk about some good things. We're going to talk about some negative things also, because obviously there's going to be some negative things. But I think
boxing,
overall,
there's always negative things.
But 80% of this, I think, is positive, Joe. I think the only negative things I can really talk about is what's going to happen with Sky. We're not guaranteed they're going to be working in boxing. That's not been confirmed. So that's maybe a little worry, but I'm sure there's an opportunity for someone to step in there and do a great job. But yeah, there's going to be people moaning about it. But look, I'm just looking excited for. There's some good fights at the weekend on BT Sport, which I'm going to look forward to. There's going to be good fights on Dazn in the future. $1.99 at the moment. Fight Camp's going to be $1.99. That's a great platform. Like, you can't ask for more than that. And Eddie said in his interview that the price is probably going to be cheaper than what you expect when it does go up. So I'm sure it's going to be under a tenner, which you can't argue with either.
You're saying it's going to be under a tenner?
A month, I think it will, because he said it's going to be it's going to be under what you think it will be. So I reckon it'll probably be about $9.99.
20 quid.
No, I don't even think it's 20 quid in America, Joe, a month. So I don't think it's going to be 20 quid in the UK. Like,
yeah, it's got to be though. It's got to be, because you can't not have. But Joe, it's a business. You're not going to go from $1.99 to $19.99. That's bad business. They're going to slowly progress to that. In a year to 18 months, you might see it to that. But no, I don't think it. We'll just get Kenny in. Kenny's waiting in the back, and we'll get him in. Afternoon, Ken.
How are you, Joe? Are you guys enjoying the cricket? England are doing badly as usual.
I don't follow the cricket.
I only watch the one day. It's more cricket's too boring. Go on, hit me with it. Tell me what you think.
I'm hitting with you. I'm hitting you with the worst kept secret in boxing. Is it?
Well, yeah, I heard about it, but I think what's happening is we kind of touched on it. But I thought Eddie Hearn's interview with Kugan Cassius and his general statement. It was like, it wasn't a shock. He was pretty vague. He was talking. He was talking a very good game. He thanked Barney Francis, and he also thanked the people at Sky. And he says, you know, it's one of those things where they looked at each other and they thought, you know, good luck. You know, we can't match the terms from Dazn. And obviously, I think the biggest title of the show is Eddie Hearn leaves, you know, Sky to go to Dazn. He's talking about what he's going to do with Dazn and how in the next 5 years he wants a lot of British fighters to headline shows in the United States, and that he wants to make sure the fighters have more money. That's excellent. And he's talking about Anthony Joshua not being part of the deal. Didn't say anything about Dillian White until he was pushed. So that's interesting things. But I think what's happening right now is that the biggest elephant in the room is that we need a response from Sky. What are you going to do about boxing? I sent Sky a tweet and I said, right, what now for boxing with Sky? Is Anthony Joshua part of is the deal? And Anthony Joshua and Dillian White part of the deal? You know, which promoters are you going to be using? So I haven't got anything back
did you see the Eddie Hearn interview, Kenny?
Yeah, I see it. And he was talking more about, you know, what he's doing with Dazn, you know, and about how excited it's going to be and how they're going to, you know, like they're going to do 16 shows, you know, under the next 12 months, all on Dazn. Some of them are going to be in the UK and some are going to be in Ireland. I'm assuming that the Shannon Courtney, you know, Rachel Ball rematch is going to be in Dazn now. Or is that an assumption?
Oh, that'd be a fight camp, 100%.
That'll be a fight camp. I reckon
I'm assuming fight camp's going to be
at some point.
Now.
Yeah,
it is. Eddie announced that on in the interview. Did you watch the interview, Ken?
Yeah, I watched the interview, watched the whole thing. But, you know, it's one of those things where I was working at the same time and scamming through.
Oh, okay,
The buzzwords I was looking for is Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, and how many things. And these was kind of the buzzwords. I kind of knew that if fight camp was going to be end of July and August, it kind of it was confirmed to me, although he didn't dot the I's and cross the T's, that it's highly likely that he is going to go down the road and it's going to be in Dazn. But obviously, you guys are carrying your show. You know, we're not talking about prices, but maybe that's not Eddie's job to talk about prices to UK fans.
No, I agree. Look, Michael Buffer says, did you just say £20 a month, mate? It's under a tenner or I'm out. That's what, in Jay's opinion. Kenny, what for you? What would be the correct price point for these big shows, especially if we're getting pay-per-view cards on a monthly subscription?
Well, he says he's going to get pay-per-view cards. Remember, he's selling it as pay-per-view cards. But you can argue that some of the pay-per-views he's done over the last 10 years, you know, the pay-per-views, you know, some of them, you know, got a lot of criticism. Some people didn't say with pay-per-views. There was one pay-per-view he did in Liverpool in November 2015. You know, it is under discussion whether that was a pay-per-view. You know, the rematch between Nathan Cleverly and Tony Bellew, and George Groves on the bill, so was James DeGill. A lot of people say, well, that wasn't a pay-per-view fight. And there's been other ones where it's have gone down to pay-per-view. So that it's for him to say we're going to get pay-per-view costs. That's only in his opinion. Remember, it's only pay-per-view if people decide to pay for that exclusively.
Yeah,
and you know, that's where he's going to go from start to bottom in terms of the prices. He has to understand that when Sky first came, you know, was first introduced, it was £2.99 in 1992, including the Premiership. That it went up steadily. Look at your face. Look at your face, Joe, innit? £2.99. You think I'm lying? It's true, actually. Look at that. You're thinking, no way. Yes way, man. Yes
no, I'm
way.
thinking, what
yes
is it now?
Way.
Like
yes
150
way.
quid,
yes
is
way.
it a month?
I've even got another one. Sky, actually, in terms of football, tried to do a pay-per-view service where it was still on Sky. And they were charging for the game, they were charging £2.99 for the football matches. So in terms of like our pay-per-views, the first pay-per-view I can remember was only $9.99 on Sky. So, and that we're talking about probably 10, 15 years ago. So
do you remember what Tyson Bruno was? Because that was the first Sky boxing.
No, Tyson Bruno. Tyson Bruno was on. Yeah, actually, it was on Sky, but it was on free because, you know, in 1989.
Or was it? No, the second fight.
Oh, the second fight was was on Sky. It wasn't pay-per-view in '96.
I thought it was pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't pay-per-view. Don't remember it being pay-per-view.
Okay. I thought that was the first ever Sky pay-per-view.
I could be wrong, but I do remember.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Let us know if you know.
I remember it. Yeah, because I remember it being on Sky when he fought at Wembley against Oliver McCall, and then 3 or 4 months later he fought Mike Tyson in United States. And so I don't remember that being pay-per-view. The first pay-per-view I can remember, it's going back years. It's probably 20 years ago. But, so in terms of DAZN, it's £1.99 now. In terms of, again, it's about getting those casual boxing fans, because casual boxing fans who just stumble upon boxing because they have a Sky Sports subscription because they're watching Formula One or the football. Let's get it right, the football. So are these football fans going to go over to DAZN? And that's what Eddie mentioned.
I think DAZN's going to get the rights. I think Eddie mentioned that DAZN might be going into some other...
the rights of the Bundesliga and the German football.
Yeah. But I think in their other country, I think they got the rights to the Premier League in other countries like America and that, I think. I'm not too sure.
But in terms of UK viewers, which is, let's face it, Eddie can talk as much as he likes about all these exciting shows in Russia and Australia and obviously in the United States where his main markets, but his main markets are the UK and USA. So we're talking about British viewers who happen to be football fans. What is he offering them in DAZN? And because at the end of the day, what are they paying? Because remember, in terms of the British football rights, we've got BT Sports, Sky, we've got Amazon, plus we've got BBC. If BBC continue to do live matches, which they won't, but those are the 4 conglomerates. So is DAZN going to get in that market? Because they've probably got another 3 or 4 years to get in that market if the TV deals are set in stone over, was it till 2025, the football rights?
I thought it ran out next year.
Yeah, but I think the football rights have gone up to 2025. I'll try and I'll do some studying, but if that's the case, then in 5 years' time, in 4 years' time, that he's got to work on those football fans.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's a 5-year contract. He may go back to Sky after the 5 years. You don't know. You just don't know.
Well, he's still. I suppose he's still got to do the Joshua fight with Joshua Fury fight. I'm assuming
he might not even be involved in that. He might not even. Eddie might not even be involved in that though.
Yeah,
it's his last fight with Eddie. There's a lot of talk about maybe him going his own way with his own promotional company, like Canelo has done. I'd open it to both of you, but do you think that's right for AJ, or do you think AJ's best move is to stick with Eddie Hearn, who's brought him this far, Jay?
I think whatever AJ chooses to do is the right move, really. AJ know what moves to make. He's got plans, he's ambitious. If he works with Eddie, it's great. Eddie's put on some great shows for him, picked him up some great fights. If he goes on his own and does other stuff, I think he'll still work with Eddie. Like I say, I think it's just he's a brand. Anthony Joshua's a brand now. So he's like Canelo. Like I say, they're like different types of fighters. There's only certain fighters that are brands where they can branch out and do that sort of thing. You see Floyd Mayweather do it, and he done his own promotions and stuff like that. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing some Anthony Joshua promotions, AJ or 258 management promotions or something like that, working with Matchroom and DAZN. They'll probably work more as a partnership, but look, there's great stuff ahead. I think with what DAZN's going to offer Matchroom and what Matchroom's going to offer the fans, I think you're going to get a lot more content on DAZN. You're going to get a lot more shows about the fighters. Like I said, the build-ups to the fights. You're going to get a lot more documentaries, probably a lot more production going into it. He said he's got a great team coming out, like I've already said, so you're probably going to get them working on stuff on the DAZN app. Yeah, I think it's great. They should do like the Ultimate Fighting in the UFC. They should do like a reality contender series for Matchroom fighters of DAZN. Yeah, to try and get a contract. I think that's a good aspect where they could go now. They might have an opportunity to do that with DAZN with more money. They're going to take a lot of beating DAZN, because if you look at their price point. They've come in really cheap compared to what other promoters and other broadcasters are offering. If you look in America, he said if you want the next 5 or 6 pay-per-views in America, it's going to be 500 quid for the Americans to watch. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. So they've come in with a low price point that's going to attract a lot of fans straight away. And like you said, Joe, I don't think it's going to be £20. What I think it's going to be under a tenner. And in a year to 18 months, Dazn then will do pay-per-view shows. So then you'll have to pay an extra. They're not going to get you to pay a high subscription fee and then go and ask you to pay a high pay-per-view price. So they're going to work it as a business. They're not stupid. They don't want to lose them subscriptions. They want to get more subscriptions. So you'll see it $1.99 till August, and then you'll see it go up.
Kenny, is AJ going to leave?
The thing about AJ is it's what Jay says. The beauty of AJ is that we're talking about a conglomerate or brand, in layman's terms, where there's a lot of choice. He's got a lot of choice, and AJ is going to want to be seen on the biggest platform. Obviously, it's about money for AJ because you'd be fool not to. But AJ. Eddie Hearn's talking about, there's going to be more money for my fighters and blah, blah. And I think what Eddie's talking about is that they're going to fight more. There's more money in the American markets because the American boxing market, in terms of boxing fans, they're saying it's bigger. So there is more potential money to be involved. But in terms of AJ, in terms of the British market, AJ, has to look at, I'm going to be on Dazn, but who's going to watch me on Dazn? I know I've got a massive, massive audience on Sky. I know that Sky themselves can actually promote me. And I can actually think, they're not paying Eddie all that money, but they can give me that money. Let's face it. And plus, I could be the one to save Sky Boxing. Because, as Eddie was saying, in the interview, he said that Barney Francis, had to fight to get boxing on Sky, and that he said, right, boxing has to sort itself out. And I'm only going to get a run promoted, which is I respect, which we do respect. But in terms of AJ, when you think about Sky Boxing, it's only AJ. And in terms of an asset, are Sky going to want to lose that asset to Dazn? Yeah, because
have they got the money, Ken, for it? Have they got the money in the pot for boxing?
Well, you have to wait and see. But you've got to think about this situation. It's about. They can make that money in advertising because remember, you look at Sky. Who are the biggest stars in sport? Lewis Hamilton, Formula One. You've got all the football.
That's what I mean. Sky might want to focus on other sports. They might think boxing. They've done it before, but I don't think they will.
Eddie did say that Saturday night fight nights weren't always getting the best views as well in today's interview.
Definitely, but in terms of the schedules, remember the football season's over, and the football season's over now. And obviously. Euro 2020, a lot of these games, are probably going to end about 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. From 10 to about midnight, we're going to want to see a big fight. So Sky have got to look at the situation and look at their numbers, look at their viewing figures for boxing, and there's other promoters as well who probably think, no, I could do this and that, but it's going to be a hard sell because it's about making stars. Sky want a star to attract viewers. So if you want to attract viewers to your brand, because let's face it, it's a brand, and to make people want to watch Sky Sports because of this man. We got Lewis Hampton, we got Harry Kane, the England captain. We have Premiership footballers. We've got Bruno Fernandes from Man United. We've got Pep Guardiola. All right, we share and BT Sport, but we got them. Lewis Hamilton, we share with Channel Sport, but he's ours. After Lewis Hamilton is AJ, who, if you think about sports personalities of the year, who's always in the running? AJ, Lewis Hamilton, Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
Sky,
a couple of tennis players in there.
From a business perspective, hang on here. AJ he unifies the titles. He's got that big fight with Tyson Fury. Dillian White might want to go as well. We still got an asset on our hands, and he's only got one fight deal with of Eddie Hearn. So Sky have to think about this from a profit perspective, because at the end of the day, as much as they haven't got the money, sometimes you've got to spend. You've got to spend to accumulate. And let's face it, does Sky really need Eddie Hearn to get to have AJ when AJ's
depends whether AJ wants Eddie Hearn.
Well,
I think they're a team. I think they're a team.
They're good friends and they're very much a team. But you've got to think about a situation. You know, AJ's only got a 1 fight deal, and he has to negotiate and see what everyone can offer. Obviously, he may want to break the market, but you've got to remember, Sky's what they promotional. You think about the promotion, the billboards. You know, Formula One, the way they promote Formula One.
I think they help each
Lewis
other.
Hamilton, yeah, and then the way they promote their football. AJ, they're saying to their viewers, "We got AJ. Stay with us. We've got AJ." To let him go to Dazn without making an offer, schoolboy error for me.
Yeah. No, all right then. If AJ is the star of Sky, who right now, Jay, are the stars of Dazn/Matchroom UK?
Well, it'd be Dillian White. Obviously, Eddie said that he's not got to stay on Sky, so Dillian White would be a big name. Katie Taylor would be a huge name. She'd be big for Ireland. She's big in America. Obviously, she's big in the UK. All of our British stars, they're going to be huge, aren't they? They're going to be a massive platform for them. Eddie said they're going to have big fights abroad, so you're going to see him probably fight, like I said, in America, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, all these mad countries that Eddie's going to, that he's expanding. With Sky, though, I think they're going to go to Wasserman Boxing, and I think you're going to get, because they're working with Callie Sowland, you're going to get the World Super Series on there, which is a great attraction. That's a great thing for Sky to pick up. They've done a couple of the shows last year and the year before, and I think that's where Sky's going to go with that. You've got Chris Eubank Jr. He's with the Sowland brothers, so that's a big name for Sky to work with. So I think Sky's Bradis. I think that Sky's definitely going to stay in boxing, and they're going to have the World Super Series, and I think that's where they're going to kick it off. I think you'll get an announcement in the next couple of weeks, and that's my prediction, but we'll go to that if that happens at a later date. But I think, the Matchroom fighters, there's a load of big stars. I like Dalton Smith. I think he's got a great opportunity. A great platform for him in the future. You've got people like Lerone Richards. He's going to be fighting for more titles going forward. A great platform. Look, there's so many. Look, Matchroom, that's the thing. Matchroom had the best roster in boxing. So that's what you're losing with Eddie Hearn going to Dazn. You're losing that roster. You obviously got your Canelos, a massive name. But if I was Eddie Hearn and Dazn, I would try all you can now to sign up Josh Taylor. And if I was Josh Taylor, I'd go with Dazn. The production, the fights you can get. He deserves to be a superstar, like Eddie said a few weeks ago. That fight, I think if Eddie was still going to work with Sky after this, that would have been on Sky. But because he was going, I don't think, obviously, he probably had any input really into it.
Yeah.
He said it going off.
You look at the situation, right? You look at Josh Taylor. That's another opportunity. You know, Sky platform, an empty roster now. What's stopping Josh Taylor? You know, same way.
It's the budget, though, Ken. It all comes down to money. DAZN's got the highest, so they're going to get anyone. Sky's on a low budget.
Yeah, Sky's on a low budget, but you've got to realise, right, is that we've got to think about, you know, obviously, the businessman in me, the greedy businessman in me, ignore that person in the background that's left. The greedy businessman in me will look at this and say, right, whatever budget Sky have, that could be mine. Joshua doesn't have to share that budget. That could be all it is. And then it could be a little bit of room for other fights. But remember, Joshua manages fighters, so is Dillian White. They may want to go with Eddie Hearn or may look at the situation. Remember, it's obviously Eddie Hearn's got a big platform with Dazn, but you look at the management as well. You know, people like Sam Jones, people like NTK, they're going to be thinking, well, hang on here, you know, we're a bit concerned because this guy's a massive platform. You know, it's something where Eddie's got to work his nuts off, really work his nuts off to sell this. He's talking a good game at the moment, but remember, it's about the platform. And I think that Sky have to look at this and start, if they really are serious about boxing, and they're serious about boxing, then I'll be doing some negotiations as we speak.
I think firstly they need to look at their price plan. I think Sky need to look at that and look at what Dazn and all these apps are doing, and their price plan's too high. Look what Joe said earlier when he said
people will buy it.
Yeah, but no, they will. Yeah, no, I do agree. But what I think is you'll see in the next 2 to 4 years I reckon there would be a massive landslide change in the way that people are watching. You see it now. It's slowly changing now. You see people that they're all on YouTube, they're all online, they're all on different apps. It's going to change, and I think Sky really need to change. They're a bit old-fashioned at the moment. They're about 10, 15 years beyond. I think they need to get a real big revamp, and I think going with a new promotion in boxing, yeah, Ken, they're going to have a bit more expensive with other fighters not being on their roster, and they got a bit of money. Like I said, Chris Eubank Jr., some big fights for him. They're going to try and push him to be a world champion. I think that working with other promoters, like you said, great opportunity.
Well,
I see all positives.
It was what they did before, but the thing is that they have to be proactive and look at the situation and say, look, there's opportunities for other fighters and opportunities for fighters to take more control over their careers. And, if Sky can offer him that, then, Sky can, still, save boxing in this country, because I'm not, as much as Dazn is, at the end of the day, it's just an app. It's an app you're watching your phone and your computer. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because as you rightly said, Jay, that is the way. That's moving forward.
The modern way.
But you got to remember, you say I look at new media, and obviously someone like yourself, Joe, and Jay, you're a little bit older than Joe, but Joe especially, you're the new media age. Yeah. So what I talk about new media, I'm talking about TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. You're the new media age, and I think with the new media age, there's an assumption that young fans from about early teens up until about 25, they're the people that's the market they should look for. That everyone old who are not the YouTube age,
I understand that.
Chance. So people who tend to make loads of money on YouTube are the younger people, and respect to that, because younger people are want to be entertained, and they want to be entertained now. And you have to do something different. If you don't,
everything's so disposable. Everything's so disposable. Everyone's
disposable. But the thing about it is that what new media makes a mistake, because they forget, well, hang on here. We're still alive here. And if in our late 30s and 40s, we want to watch boxing as well. There's a massive audience of people, because all right. The good thing about it, maybe not being on Sky and being to the Sun, you're not paying. You get more people going to go and watch the fights live. But some people, ticket prices, still want to watch it on TV. So there has to be a market, and I think Sky need to fill that void.
The way I see it is 3 to 5 years ago, Netflix come on the scene, and everyone thought, hang on a minute, this is good, but it's never going to overtake cinema. Everyone will still go to the cinema. And now Sky's the cinema, and Dazn is the Netflix in this whole situation. And with the way it's going, the tables are starting to turn now. That's what we're saying about this. Everything's one click away. Some people, especially people who can't drive, they've got to get multiple buses to the cinema, say, public transport. That's money in itself. Then they've got to pay copious amounts of food and drink, where like Zone, it's one click away now. You haven't got to worry about fight night, pay-per-view, everything. Every bit of boxing, or like a lot of the big boxing in the UK, will now be shown on Dazn. And I think the fans who watch it love it. However, it's about getting casuals to watch it, because there needs to be an element of promotion in this.
I hear what you're saying. Young fans are fickle. For Dazn to work, you need a core audience, and the core audience invariably are going to be people my age and moving down, not my age, working ways up. So people from about 30 onwards, they're the core audience. They're the people going to watch these fights, stay up for these fights. You know what I mean? And we don't care. We don't need to go to a mate's house and have a drink up and watch it. We'll do it on our own. And I think what's happened is that we need that audience. You need to remember we're your core audience. I'm not saying all of us are boxing fans, but again, it's the core boxing fans you need, and you need I'm assuming the football fans, because you've got a lot of football fans. You notice I've been to a lot of boxing matches, and I've seen a lot of boxing fans, And you can tell the boxing fans who are just boxing fans and the boxing fans who are also football fans. Because the boxing fans are just boxing fans. Don't like it when football fans go singing the football songs to a fighter and say, "Oh, why don't you not just go away?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You noticed that, Jay,
I've been guilty of it though. I've been guilty of it. I've been West Ham. Then what is it? 3 or 4 stops down the line from Stratford, the O2. And then I've gone from West Ham straight to the O2 boxing. It merges, and that's where it becomes about casual sports fans. And just look at Damien Griffiths' comment here. It's the politics with boxing. Doing this takes some of the politics away. Jay, does it take some of the politics away, this new massive deal?
I'm not too sure what would happen with the politics, but I think we get bigger fights, and that's what we want. Yeah, I think we're just going to get bigger fights. That's what we want. Eddie Hearn said we're going to have pay-per-view shows. Obviously, the proof of being the pudding when he does it and that, but fight camp's going to be unreal. We're going to get fans there. The shows are going to be fantastic. I think we're going to get some great fights, and that's a great platform to start off with Dazn to see what we're going to get going forward. I think
gutted there's only 500 there.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get in there. It's going to be a hot ticket. It's going to be great.
Have you got a ticket, Joe?
No, I not yet. That nothing's been announced yet. Nothing's been released or announced. Apparently, there's going to be a big press release on the 14th of June. So that is, what is that, Monday week?
Yeah.
So they're going to do, and they're going to announce all 3 shows plus one in September, I believe. So, and that'll be good in the garden, big press conference. Hopefully get people to that, and
and it looks great on TV. That's the beauty of Fight Camp. Last year, so if you can't get there, then obviously it's a great production to watch, and obviously, as we saw with the Canelo fight, the camera work and everything like that, it looks spectacular. So it's going to be great things. But Dazn, they're going to be able to work with Matchroom. You see, Matchroom got Matchroom Radio. They're doing all shows like that. You got Bubble like Trouble, stuff like that. Little like quirky things that are quite funny and light-hearted that they'll be able to use on the online or on the Dazn app and on YouTube and stuff. So
we're going to see so much more of that.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to try and attract like all sorts of fans. Like Kenny said, you obviously want to get the core fans in there. I think going at $199, that's a good price point. Money speaks. Do you know what I mean? If people see low prices, you're going to get it. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't have Sky Sports or BT, but they've probably got Dazn. So I know it's because they like boxing. Put it on their
platform? Do you think Sky are going to put Dazn in one of their apps? So knowing them,
no. On the Matchroom, on the Matchroom YouTube channel, I think it'll be on Matchroom and Dazn in the partnership.
If you've got a Sky, you've got Sky Go, or Sky Now. If I look, I'm just doing it right now. I've got home, and I just go into apps. And on my app, I've got
Netflix, BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, and I've got Discovery, Pelton, some fit thing, YouTube. But you've got Sky Italia. Dazon's on the Sky Italia apps.
Yeah. I think they have to. They will have to because for a couple of years they was just ignoring Netflix, and then it got to a point where they had to do something about it. They had to do.
And BT Sport box office.
Yeah. Sorry. Good. What's that, Jay?
BT Sport box office is on there. They're a rival. They're on there now.
Yeah. There you go. To maximise profits, to maximise customers, you need to have even if it's a loose, but some kind of working relationship, and that is very good that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing have left on good terms. Because that is one thing that we discovered from that interview. And they needed to leave on good terms because you've got the darts are still there. You've got numerous other sports. Because Matchroom isn't just boxing, as we know. They promote a whole multitude of sports. And some of them are shown on Sky. So just because one element of Matchroom, granted probably the biggest element leaves Sky, it doesn't mean everything leaves Sky. But take the darts, for example, Kenny. Do you think gradually it'll all move to Dazn if it keeps growing? Kenny, I can't hear you, mate. Jay, can you hear Kenny?
No, he's gone mute.
No, Kenny, have you muted yourself? Can't hear you, mate. Oh, he's gone. He's left.
He's
Don't
gone.
worry. Kenny will be
The ref
back.
stopped it.
The ref stopped him. Yeah, take him out. Sort his sound out. But yeah, Jay, do you reckon gradually we'll get the darts and all the other matchroom sports?
I think ideally that would work, wouldn't it? You want all your business under one roof. So I think in the long term, Eddie probably would look at that. And next to 5 to 10 years, you'd see probably all the matchroom on Dazn or on one platform wherever they are. I wouldn't be surprised after this 5-year deal, your matchroom will have their own platform, their own app, their own production, everything like that. So it's exciting stuff. I think that also, if you look at it, as we were going back to, will Dazn go onto like the Now TV apps and stuff? That would work with Sky, because if you look at it, Now TV's partnership with Sky, it's a part of Sky. You'd have to get their product to get the Dazn app, so it's a win-win for them. So look, like you said, they'd have to at some point work together. So I think you will see that. But yeah, I don't know if you want to go to some of the comments, Joe, see what's going about, and we can answer some comments.
Hang on. We've got the return of Kenny here. He's back.
One word.
Oh, he's done a fury. Right? He's up in the 12th round.
One word of advice, right? One word of advice. One thing you should never do is, like I said, tell people when you're doing something important like this, never ring you. The minute they ring you, they mess everything up. And always shut your doors. So people
because you never know when the kids are gonna interrupt. But just see this one. Not just for the future fights to look forward to, but the back catalogue of fights we can rewatch in HD anytime. You look on Dazn right now, there's some great fights. I'll just look now. I've got the Dazn app. This is how easy it is for anyone who hasn't got Dazn. I'm not just trying to promote Dazn here, but I'm just saying.
Yes, look, you are.
I'm not. No, I want people to join Dazn because then we get better fights. But if we look here, archive over 150 fights. These are the first 3: Pacquiao Hatton, Hopkins Calzaghe, Khan Peterson, Mayweather Hatton. Look, fantastic fights. So do you think we will get access to past matchroom fights that have been on Sky, or will they stay on Sky, Kenny?
They'll stay on Sky. 100% they're going to stay on Sky because it's Sky's footage. There's no, you know, as much as they're going to wish Eddie Hearn the best of luck, it's not. Sky would be absolute idiots not to let Dazn have that footage. The only way Sky will get that footage. Sorry, Matchroom and Dazn get that footage if they pay Sky for it. It's just this, you know, and that's the way it's got to be. Or maybe Dazn are probably going to get the footage from from an American distributor, but from British things, no, I don't see it ever happening. It doesn't happen. No. Although, if you look at the football, because the Premier League had their own sort of channel, online channel and their own TV channel, all their footage from yesteryear can be viewed by. On the BBC, it can be viewed on BT Sport, and even if these games are on BT Sport or Sky to BBC, they can be viewed anywhere. So obviously, depends on the situation. With a matchroom also had the TV rights to these fights, but knowing Alby as he comes across, it's highly likely that Sky have had all that exclusive footage. So the Hearn's going to have to, and the Dazn have to pay Sky for it.
Yeah. Exactly, but how good would that be? Get that catalogue in, Jay. Some mega fights, and that's the thing. We will now get to see all the fights on replay. Like literally, it ain't about recording pay-per-views. It ain't about recording fights. It ain't about going backwards and forwards trying to find the fights you want to see, because not all the fights are released separately. Most main events are on Sky. But are you looking forward to just being able to go right? I don't know. Let's have a look. Fight camps tonight. I missed that second fight. The kids come and played me up. Dalton Smith. I wanted to watch that. Bang. Put Dalton Smith on. Is that something you're looking forward to doing, Jay?
Well, yeah, I think we're all looking forward to that, Joe. I think, like I think in America, ESPN Plus. I think they got that over there. I think that's the way they went. I think Dazn followed that model. I think it's just a modern way. It's technology. If you can get, like you said earlier, if you can get better access and better content, you're going to watch it. So, yeah, if Dazn can do that, then fantastic. Sky are going to have to up their game. I really believe that. I think they're going to have to come up with a few changes, freshen it up. like I say, I think they're going to get some fresh faces in, and hopefully they can take it to a new level. Look, Eddie Hearn took it to a fantastic level with Sky. He's gone on to new things. Like he said, even Sky probably knew the offer was too good for Eddie Hearn and Dazn, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom to turn down.
Yeah.
It was time to move on. Sometimes in life, you get to a certain point where everyone agrees mutually that it's time to see new ideas and see where we go. And I think Sky got ideas, and I think Eddie's got ideas. Look, it's going to be great for boxing fans. You boxing fans out there, we've got some great nights ahead. There's going to be some epic fights on Dazn. Look, we're going to have some great. We're talking about looking at history stuff and like previous fights or whatever history. There's going to be some great fights in the future that we've not even seen yet. When we find out what the fight camp cards are for the 3 weeks, I'm sure we're going to be having some great debates. I think that's a great idea for a show. If like Joe said, on the 14th, all the fights get announced on that day. I think that'd be a great debate between us three to go through it, see what ones we like, sieve through. Whether, Kenny, you're great for having opinions on if the shows are top notch. I like to respect your opinion.
I see that's the next point we're coming to, because I think what's happened. Obviously, you got the announcement, but the elephant in the room was of Sky. Did Eddie actually deliver for Sky in terms of these big nights, especially the pay-per-view nights? Because we know, because if you look at all the pay-per-views, and I think that's got to be a biggest elephant in the room, because if you speak to a lot of boxing fans, some of them are divided, and then obviously the casual fans who pay the most money and put money in boxers' pockets, they're going to be divided. As well, hang on here, that's fine, but what do you deliver? Because we're going to look, if you go through his catalogue of big pay-per-view nights, obviously Frotch and Groves delivered. That's delivered, especially the second one. Joshua versus Klitschko.
Yeah.
But what about? But you look at, was Joshua Takam a success? Was Joshua Povetkin a success?
It's one of them ones.
Takam was last minute though, wasn't it? A week notice.
Takam. But what about Joshua Povetkin? And we look at all the other pay-per-views.
Joshua Povetkin, I've got to say, weren't the greatest card.
But Joshua's pay-per-view. Anyone that he fights, it's going to be on pay-per-view. So it's not.
But is that right?
I think in terms of what Eddie's talk, the thing about Eddie says, I'm going to be doing this and I did this and that. Eddie's on the let's if we look at Eddie's performances, it was hit and miss. I'm not saying there was any bad blood between him and Sky, but there has to be a great disappointment for Sky viewers when Joshua fought Klitschko. They had Deontay Wilder in the commentary box. He was there. Exactly. If I was a casual boxing fan, which I'm not, I'm a boxing fan, the first one I looked at, I said, he's there. Why wasn't that fight ever delivered? And that is probably something that Eddie Hearn's going to have a big regret about.
No, I'm not having
I think that's going to be part of the discussion. You might agree, Jay, but there's other boxing fans.
I definitely don't agree.
There?
Mate, we're ungrateful. We're ungrateful over here. Look at the pay-per-view shows in America. Shocking. The only fight you want to watch is the main event. The crowd don't turn up until the main event. That's how shocking it is over there. And they're paying $80 every pay-per-view. Yeah. We're paying 20 quid. Look.
A lot of people don't turn up to the main event in this country, though, Jay.
They don't do it in this country either.
No, that is true. But it doesn't look as bad as in America. But I'm talking about the pay-per-view, the price of the tickets. Not the tickets, on TV. For the viewers at home watching, we're paying £20 for a good show, and what I'm saying is, it's not like in America where you're paying $80.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm overall happy.
Yeah, but £20 for you as a boxing fan is money well spent. But remember, we're not the only customers. The fans that Eddie's trying to get over to to Dazn. The ones who we think. And we're probably 8% sure are the ones who are actually paying to watch, the big Premiership games. But they also get the Formula One and Sky. They're the ones who essentially have been asking these questions. What's happening there? Because for them, an extra £20, they're going to be begrudging of spending it. I'm not. You're not. And no, Jay. And we'll even spend probably 3 times that to go and watch it live.
But it helps the fighters. Look at Dillian White. He's a pay-per-view star. Yeah, it helps him. Him being on pay-per-view helps him as a fighter.
Yeah, but maybe this goes.
He's got to have a big fight though.
Maybe we take it away from the panel and we just put it to the audience and say, you know, towards the end, Eddie Hearn actually delivered the goods in terms of pay-per-view for Sky, because that's a discussion within this. Because, you know, we're talking about him leaving and we're talking about his legacy and everything. You know, that's you know, there's going to be some people maybe.
He did answer that though, didn't he? He was working within his means at Sky. Now Dazn, he's got a bigger budget. He can put on the fights he wanted to put on for the fans. So look, at the end of the day, like you said, Ken, Eddie's got to do what makes us happy as fans. And now he's got more of a budget, a better production, a different avenue. So for us fans, it's great news. It's like I said, the only negative is what's going to happen with Sky Sports. But I believe they will get a promoter, and I think there will be Sky on there. But I want to try and promote as well. Also, trying to get TV back on the BBC or ITV, Channel 5 do great stuff. There's a lot of fans out there that don't have Sky or anything like that. We need more boxing on the mainstream TV.
It's an element of trust, though. I think the reason why terrestrial TV stay away from boxing is because of the situation where, you know, if you're clearing your schedules for a fight, a massive fight, and what happens? The fighter fails a drug test, doesn't make weight, gets injured. That's a TV schedule up the Swanee. But in terms of, like, you know, Sky, you know, when you got Sky, they know that, you know, there's going to be other fighters on the bill, and you can get a late replacement because the pressure's there. But, you know, terrestrial TV, especially BBC and ITV, again, unless it's Euro 2020 and unless it's the World Cup, then they're not. I find it very. I can't see it where they're going to risk something like maybe Formula One, because, you know, wherever it happens, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
But, you know, I think
and like horse racing, you see,
they've been burnt. And obviously, what happens if you get a fight, right, and the fighter talks a good game, and all of a sudden, you know, he's human, he don't turn up, he makes a mistake, and bang, bang, he's out in 30 seconds. That's another thing that puts off terrestrial TV companies in terms of clearing their schedules for the whole.
So how good would it have been? Josh Taylor on ITV or something? ITV,
definitely
pay-per-view. I would have paid $11.99. I paid that anyway for fight. What he was on Fight Night.
I would have paid $20 for that happily.
Yeah, well, you see, that's a question for Al Heyman. He's, you know, as far as I know, he had a deal with ITV box office. What has he done?
It's ridiculous. That would have got loads of fans, and it would have helped Josh Taylor.
Obviously, Josh Taylor was Bob Arum, but which we see loads of the shows. We see a lot of shows going to Fight TV now, and again, I haven't got a problem with Fight TV as long as they sort the stream out, because I'm just glad it didn't happen for me, and the same for you, Jay. But some people's stream cut out in the middle of the fight. I've heard a few people now.
That's another elephant in the room. Again, people like myself, older men, I ain't having that. I ain't having that. I'm not saying you guys have said it. I'm not saying you guys are used to it, but I'm just saying I'm not having that.
I had it on Dazn at the weekend.
I won't countenance that. You know what I mean? I know for a fact if I watch it on Sky or BT Sport, that's it. No messing around, no streaming. You know, stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
But then again, it's all about technology and improving the technology. You've got to start somewhere. I'm sure. You know, what about, you know, a satellite dish? Supposedly it rains, your satellite dish, and you're trying to watch the boxing like it was 20. Remember the analogs 20 years ago? 30 years ago.
No, I don't.
Oh, sorry. You know, at first there was great machine. 10 years later, you realise how crap they were. That's when it became a digital service with Sky.
Yeah, like a fax machine. Useless.
The barrister says, I was expecting Dazn to announce a one-off yearly pass to celebrate the deal for fans. They do that in the US, I believe. Would that be something you would both be interested in, a one-off payment? So they go, there you go, take the money there for a year, get it a little bit cheaper than you would for the month, or would you rather see, let's see how it goes?
No, I like monthly. I went monthly because I think what's happened is a massive commitment. And like I said, you know, it's one of those things where I just like, obviously, I like the fact I've got choice. I've got a choice to sort of keep it as a monthly deal, see as it goes basis, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that they need to do in terms of like selling itself. Because at the end of the day, I look at a new boxing venture like Dazn as a litmus test. You know, you can't charge them more. prove yourself to me. Prove yourself to the viewer. Eddie Hearn says we're going to get this, and that. Well, yeah, let's see it. Let's see. Let's. And then what's happening? It's not just a litmus test for the viewer. It's a litmus test for themselves in terms of where's the views going to come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, just laughing at I asked Coogan.
Who put that on?
Yeah, who's done that? Sorry, I shouldn't have even displayed that. But sorry. The only person that Dazn deals suits is Eddie Hearn. If anybody, let's be honest. Jay, your reaction to that? Surely it suits boxing fans.
Well, obviously it's going to suit Eddie. He's a businessman. He's going to obviously want to be making money. Like anyone in life, you want to get promotions. You want to go up in whatever you're doing in your career. And for Eddie, it's a career move where he's going to go up. He's probably going to get an up in pay, and fair play to him. But as a boxing fan, I don't really care about all of that. I just care about getting good fights on, getting the fighters good opportunities, and hopefully we can continue with the next gen, because I love all the next gen stuff. So yeah.
We need a next gen card pretty soon.
Yeah,
I'd love a next gen.
Eddie always promotes stuff like that. He's done it over the years, and like I say, I'm just excited about what new stuff that Matchroom can bring to the game. Really,
definitely. Stone Cold Chicken One said, "This is a good platform. You get me my first time on this thing. Respect." Okay, great. And
cheers for that. No, it's a good message.
Lovely, thank you. And here we go. Ted Davey, who replaces Hearn? We'll quickly do who replaces Hearn. Then we'll talk about Fight Camp and the fights we really want to see at Eddie Hearn's Matchroom HQ once again for the second year running, but this time that little bit better with fans. So, who replaces Eddie Hearn? If I gave you a fiver, say there you go, put some money on one promoter. If it was one promoter, who would it be, Kenny?
It'll be Wasserman, because I think what's happening is that I think that Kalle Sauerland has proved himself to me in terms of like what he did with, in terms of the promoter George Groves, the Super Six as well. Done a fantastic job. He's got an excellent fighter in Chris Juak, and I think he did a very good job with Derek Chisora as well. In terms of like getting him those fights. In for world championships, got him to fight with Pulev as well, a very good job promoting him. So I think what's happened is that he's definitely going to be one. But again, I would like other promoters to to get involved. I would also like to see maybe deals with individual fighters as well. So I like to see more kind of autonomy for the boxers as well, because if you're a conglomerate or brand as Anthony Joshua is, do you really want to be? Do you need a promoter?
Yeah. We'll find out, won't we, after this next fight? It's looking like it'll be Usyk. But Jay, do you agree? Wasserman, Kalle Sauerland, or do you reckon different route?
No, 100%. I saw an interview with Frank Warren yesterday or the day before, and he even said it in an interview. Yeah, and I don't think Frank would have said that if he hadn't heard anything. So I think they will. Like Ken said, Kalle Sauerland, he's done great stuff. The World Super Series is a great platform. The Muhammad Ali Trophy, he's produced some great fights. Usyk won it. Josh Taylor's won it. We saw Callum Smith win it. George Groves and Chris Eubank Jr. has also been in it. So it's a great platform there. And what a personality Kalle is. He's a great personality. You see him on the IFL and on YouTube and the interviews. He's a great personality, and that's like Eddie. Basically, he's like another Eddie, really. He's great. The viewers like him. He always comes in with great interviews, so that's great for the viewers, great for the platforms that he's on. And I think that's what boxing needs, and that's what Sky Sports needs. They need someone with a personality to continue what Eddie had, because that's what Eddie had. Eddie had good personality. You don't want to go with anyone that the fans ain't really going to connect to, and I think Kalle's probably the best person for that. And I agree with Kenny with what he said. I think definitely it's going to be them.
Right, guys, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Pep Talk UK. Get your comments in. All about this massive move from platform to platform. We've got Matchroom Boxing leaving Sky Sports after a very, very, very long time and going to the Dazn. It's going to be absolutely massive. And their first events, which will be announced on the 14th of June, will be Fight Camp. 3 consecutive weeks, starting off with the 31st of July. And we're going to see some amazing fights. I think we all saw that interview probably last week. I think in the middle of last week, where on IFL, where Eddie Hearn showed Coogan the piece of paper with all the fights on, and wow, they did get excited. They definitely did get excited, and that caused me and thousands of other boxing fans to get excited. We've had Haydar Mahmoud come in straight away. He wants Galahad versus Dickens to world title fight. I assume that's for the vacant IBF title. I hope that gets made. Jay, what do you think on that fight?
No, I think that's a great fight. I think it's a rematch they fought before, if I believe. I think Galahad won the first fight. Yeah, 8 years ago.
I might be wrong, but around that time, yeah.
Yeah, but Jazza Dickinson's been on a great comeback since then. He's obviously got Tony Bellew as his manager, and he won the Golden Contract, if I believe. So that was big with MTK. So he's took his opportunities, and he deserves that shot. And I think that'd be a great fight for Fight Camp. I think, definitely, I'm really up for that. I think, that's won me over that fight, Joe. I think all 3 of us would like that.
Yeah, I could see that headline in one of the shows. I think that'd be great a headline for one
or
of the
a co-main shows. Headline or co-main, great.
If it's a co-main, then I want to know what the main event is, because then we're in for some serious show. So
because the Fight Camp 3 is going to be a massive one, isn't it? The last one, so it might be a co-main on that one if it's going to be, because you're going to probably get a world title fight.
Potentially,
maybe.
Kenny, what do you think? Galahad Dickens too?
Yep, I'm looking forward to that. You know, in terms of we know Josh Warrington. You know, is he? Mind you, I don't think he's going to be in. I think they're going to look at him get a
Headingley with Katie Taylor.
Yeah, he's going to Headingley. Yeah, so it's Headingley.
Big show.
Yeah, so that's going to be a massive show. But in terms of it, obviously the first fight that comes to mind is Shannon Courtney and Bull. That's the first thing.
Please. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and in terms of Shannon Courtney's earned her spurs because of her last fight with Ebony Bridges. So. Maybe, Ebony Bridges might be coming on the bill as well. So that, we're talking about, a show dominated maybe by the ladies. So, that is something that could probably be in, I don't all let's talk about the grand finale of Fight Camp 3, but maybe Fight Camp 1 or 2. That, that's, some definitely ones. We're going to be seeing a lot of, I'm sure we're going to be seeing the Savage, the Babbage the Savage. He's going to be on Fight Camp, and he's going to be on Wardley as well. He's going
against
to be on
Nick Webber. Hopefully, Nick Webber. I'd hope that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, and also, Felix Cash as well. I could see, fresh from
Jordan Gill, European title shot.
Yep, definitely.
Yes, please. We got McCarthy versus Billum Smith for the European cruiserweight title. That's not been confirmed. We know we're getting that pretty much. That's a fantastic fight, Fowler. In my opinion.
Yeah, Fowler as well. Yeah,
I thought we was going to get Fitzgerald Fowler, but after a conversation with you, Jay, I don't think we will now.
What's going on with Fitzgerald at the moment? Because
Fitzgerald I think he's out again on next weekend on the Richmond Ponce undercard. I watched an interview yesterday. I think it was released even the day before though. With Shane McGuigan, and he said they're targeting with Fowler the European title because Garcia is now vacated. So they're going apparently he's definitely fighting at Fight Camp. That's what we're hearing. We're getting loads. Last year, people forget. There was only 5 fights on each card because you remember those the first shows back, and the British Boxing Board of Control only allowed it due to COVID. This year, I reckon we're going to be getting about 8.
Yeah, Fowler Cheeseman for the European. I'm up for that.
No, it's got to be. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but it's got to be like the mandatory challenger for the European, and that's why Garcia. I really can't remember who it was, but yeah. So Fowler will. Doing that, but I think Cheeseman's another one who will be
Cheeseman's got to definitely be on that card. Definitely got to be on there.
Definitely.
I think so I think in the heavyweights we kind of know that there's a lot of Dillian White's fighters are going to be on, Babbage and we already mentioned Babbage and Wootley as well. So, definitely going to be there. I've mentioned Felix Cash as well, so I like a lot.
I think Felix Cash will definitely be there
about,
because
McKinson as well. He's
I think he'll be there, 100%.
McKinson as well. He had a good,
So we're looking at about 24 fights over 3 weeks.
Dalton Smith, I really like him. I think he'll be there.
I think he said. Did he say? I think he said that he's taking out Dalton Smith to the US next, or he might be fighting at Fight Camp. I don't know. Another prospect, I reckon. Hopey Price. He's looking for an outing. A Coley, even a Coley. I think that is the potential.
Yeah.
Is he gonna have a warm up fight before he fights Breedis?
Yeah.
He's gonna fight another world champion.
He's got a mandatory.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Shane McGuigan said because he fought for the vacant, he can't go. He can't go straight into a unification.
So he's got to fight.
So he's got to fight. I think it's a mandatory, and then Shane McGuigan said then they're targeting the WBC champion, in Makabu, who Tony Bellew fought and beat at Goodison Park a few years ago now. And then for the vacant WBA super title, there's a fight going on. So while that's going on, and they're sort of talking about potentially Wasserman boxing Bradis, maybe with Sky, and then they'll do something there with a Coley and Bradis if Bradis wants to stay at cruiserweight or move up to heavyweight. Because if he does move up to heavyweight, which is what he wants to do, Usyk, who was WBO champion, hasn't even got a world title shot yet. So he's going to be in a long, long queue. So if he can still make cruiserweight, I definitely think he should. Hey Diamond says Mickinson will be on Fight Camp, confirmed by Michael. I spoke to the Rockford Bull, Johnny Fisher, today, and he's hoping to be out at Fight Camp. There's a lot of boys, even John Hedges, another prospect, Solomon Dakers. They're all going to want to get on these shows because these shows are going to be
Florian Marku,
massive. Florian
Marku in it.
What about Marku versus Cheeseman?
Wow.
Did we see that?
That'd be a good fight.
You know what?
Different weights though, aren't they?
That'd be a really good fight because Marku's up and coming, but I think it's probably too early for Marku.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Well, Marku's currently...
again, if he's as good as he says he is, why not? Let's see how he gets on. You know what I mean? But
that'd be obviously he'd have to move up in weight. Marku to move up to super welter, but so we don't know if he likes to look at the Cheeseman fight though. He may possibly, because I know there was talks of him moving up or moving down, because Sam Jones said he is the type of boxer that can move up and down the divisions. So
if he went down, I'd like him to fight Ahara Davis at 140, or Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly's at 147. He can fight Josh Kelly. I think that would be a good fight. They're both at that sort of equal part of their career. Josh Kelly needs to come back.
Talk about O'Hara Davis. It's an interesting one because he's doing well. He's fighting well. Then he fought Josh Taylor, and his confidence went. I saw another fight where he fought Catterall and that's Catterall and Leicester.
Catterall.
Jack Catterall and Leicester, and I was furious with him because I was actually in the Leicester basketball stadium. And I was screaming at him. I said, "Come on, fight! Come on! Like I said, let your hands go. You're losing rounds here." Because I was near ringside, I was screaming. Don't think he heard me, but it's one of those things where it's an interesting one. But he's got the golden contract, isn't it? But again, it's a backstory because I'll say it once, say it for 1,000 times. What Eddie Hearn did to him was unforgivable. The poor lad hasn't got a Scooby-Doo about Hillsborough or interested in football. And he got served up by Coyle about a rivalry. And all he did was talk about something. He had no idea what it was about. And then all the Liverpool fighters, with your Smiths and led by Tony Bellew, got him, thrown off a bill in Liverpool, thrown one of them Matchroom's bill, and eventually he was forced out and he had to go with Frank Warren and everything. So Eddie Hearn, should have been strong enough, should have protected the lads. Because at the end of the day, I know about Hillsborough, and it was my era. But you guys probably, Jay, you're probably not born, or you're probably a baby when Hillsborough happened. Joe, you have no idea about it. But
no, obviously, I'm not. You know what happens, but I'm not going to make any
about
opinion,
it. But read about
opinions on it because I weren't there.
Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I lived Hillsborough because it was on the news. Yeah. It happened. O'Hara Davis has probably never heard of it, so I think the poor lad should have been cut a bit of slack. So not only has he lost against Josh Taylor, he's had that as well. So he's always been a kind of an interesting character, but I think that I think he needs to get back on that bike and prove himself, because there's some really good fights for him and there's opportunities for him, and he needs to rather stop about why'd you throw me under the bus and just get on fighting. But
what about Andrade Eubank though, Ken? What about Andrade Eubank at Fight Camp?
I can't see that
to the UK.
Can't see that happening. Can't see it happening.
No, I can't see that.
Kurgan's reaction. I reckon there's some big fights.
But can't see it.
No, I've got to agree with Kenny there. Never happening. Never happening at Fight Camp. We've got Savannah Marshall and Hughie Fury at Fight Camp, in my opinion. I can see that.
Savannah Marshall,
David Price.
It's going to be a Fight Camp. Hughie Fury, I don't see why not.
He needs a fight. But who would you like?
I like the David Price fight.
Fury? Yeah, I was just about to say that. If David
Price or Carlos
Takan,
a favourite of the channel, Carlos Takan.
You see, David Price is another interesting one. David Price is another interesting one. He hasn't retired, but he hasn't got the call since this lockdown happened 15 months ago. Interesting. So the guy ready to fight, but no one's phoning, no one's giving him, no one's booking him. You know what I mean? So what's going on there? He's not injured. He said he's ready to fight.
Yeah, he said he don't know whether he wants to fight on. Yeah, I saw an interview where he's weighing it up. But Hughie Fury versus Filip Hrgovic. Again, I can't see
IBF world title eliminator.
I don't think.
You know what? I think it's a very good fight for both fighters. Hughie Fury definitely, because he's fought a world title level. Obviously, he's fallen short, but I'm excited about that fight.
Oh yeah, I'd be very excited for that fight. I know
Fight Camp. Can't see it happening.
I know one for Fight Camp. Zelfa Barrett Martinez rematch.
Yeah, Zelfa Barrett versus Kiko Martinez. Definitely. I reckon that'll be in the first show. I reckon the first show we'll see
Jordan Gill, European title shot, I think.
Yeah, we'll see, because Jordan Gill was the first boxer to ever win at Fight Camp. He beat I think it was Bellotti in the first ever fight. Go on.
Sorry to interrupt. What they got? Chelly, the guy from West London.
I think he's with MTK Global. I think he's with.
So I think he was a Fight Camp last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He had a good fight.
Yeah. Then he won the boxer tournament, the four-man boxer tournament. So I'd potentially, if I reckon I could see him as an opponent for someone, maybe. Because obviously he'd be a good opponent. Conor Benn is another person who I think Eddie said he wants to see him at Fight Camp. He wants Conor Benn at Fight Camp. Can you see
Conor Benn going out of America, him taking him out of America instead?
Yeah, it was. I think it was good for him.
No, Eddie said he wants to do both. He said he wants to do Fight Camp, then America. So if we can see that, because I think Benn, I reckon if Dazn said one person, they want one person to show on the first show, I reckon they take on a Benn.
Yeah.
But obviously we've got there's a lot of other
2 seconds.
Big names.
Could I 2 seconds? I think some pork chop has left the fridge open.
No worries, Ken. I think Conor Benn is that name. He's that youth. He's the upcoming thing. He's the next big thing in many people's opinion. So, do you think, Jay, we get to see a Conor Benn in a good step up fight before a big fight towards the end of the year?
Yeah, definitely. I think with Conor Benn now, it's only going to be step up fights. I don't think he's going to go backwards. I think he had a great victory in his last fight, 1-round knockout against a good opponent in Vargas. I would like to see him fight David Avanesian. I know it's a tough fight, but you're in this game.
Sorry,
for
guys.
Tough
Someone
fights.
left the fridge open.
That's all right, mate.
Oh, that's
We're
all right,
talking about whether Benn Avanesian will happen. Carry on, Jay.
And I just think that's a great fight, especially for the European title.
You guys need to stop putting some, putting some nice things on the menu now. That is.
I don't think that will ever happen. I don't think that will.
It might not happen, but I think Conor Benn should be looking for the European title. He's the European champion. Until he vacates, then that's the guy you got to be aiming at. I think he's gone from Vargas, who's like European mid to world level, Who's he going to fight? Throw some names out there. If you're there in the comments, throw some welterweights out that you'd like to see Conor Benn fight at Fight Camp, because that's
I'm going to go on the
fight,
rankings now.
Go on and get on the rankings. Let's see who's available. Most people probably won't even want to fight Conor Benn in the UK. So, Josh Kelly, is that a big fight at the moment? He lost, didn't he, against Evanician?
Yeah, no, I think
Kelly's
that don't make sense
as well. He should move up.
Yeah.
Buatsi, another guy who Eddie said he wants on at Fight Camp. These names are filling up. There can only be a certain amount of spaces, isn't there?
I look at that. There's
eight fights a card.
I look at Buatsi, and I think that's someone he wants to take out the USA.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I don't think it's going to happen, but Colin Anzin says can't. I don't think that will happen. I pray to the boxing gods and the boxing dealers, as Kenny likes to call it, that it will happen. But I don't think Conor Benn versus Amir Khan will happen, and certainly not a Fight Camp.
Amir Khan's all about one big payday. You ain't get a big payday by fighting Conor Benn. You only
get Brooke Khan.
And I think Kell Brook as well, who is after a big payday, so they're going to swerve Conor Benn. You know what I mean? But the thing is that on a balancing it out and trying to be balanced, I don't think the British public can give a monkeys now about Brook and Khan. We're over it.
Well, how about then Conor Benn? He just beat one Vargas. How about he beats the other Vargas, Jesse Vargas? I could see that. That's a solid step up for him. Last time out, he put a decent display, Vargas, up against Garcia. It was a unanimous decision against Mikey Garcia. That was, I think, the last Matchroom show before the lockdown. I think that was Mikey Garcia versus Jesse Vargas. So, yeah, that's a fight I could potentially see.
Michael Mickinson for the British title.
Yeah. How about that? I'd love to see that. I would really love to see that.
Fight Camp, great fight. I think that's a great fight.
I'd love to see that.
You know what? Eddie showed the list, right? I like to see it. It'd be nice to see all the fighters we mentioned, whether the Eddie's list is comparable to what we just said.
Oh yeah, I know, because judging by the reactions of them, that they are, but again, that's what he wanted. What we get might be two completely different things.
Fury Povetkin rematch. I'm up for that.
I don't think Povetkin will fight so soon after. I must admit, but yeah, I'll be up for watching that one.
Or Pulev rematch. Or the Pulev rematch with Fury. Try and get that loss off his record.
Thing is, Pulev is still dangerous.
Yeah. I
saw enough for the Joshua fight. I think that, but then again, Hugh Fury has to be winning these fights now if for him to get in the world title. He needs to be, because at the moment we're thinking he's just off. He's lost to Pulev, he's lost to Parker
and Povetkin.
And Povetkin. We're thinking, there's levels, and you're not at that level. So he probably needs to fight these guys again to get up to that level.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look at Hughie Fury. Maybe we saw him in a good solid win last week. Cash Ali, heavyweight, who's just, I think he won the IBF European version. So he'll be looking for a fight
against Wardley. Joe, do you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. I think.
Is that too early for? Is that too early for Wardley?
It could be too early, just too early for Wardley.
Too early for him. I mean, look at the Molina fight. Someone like Molina who tagged him, didn't he?
Yeah, no, and don't get wrong, Cash Ali at points against was it Thomas Salek? I think the guy who fought on the show on Friday night on Fight Zone. Shout out Fight Zone. Subscribe to it if you haven't already. He looked decent. So it depends. It depends on two things. Look, Damien Griffith says Price Ali 2. I wouldn't be opposed to that. After the ending, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I think there's two names who I think you thought of. If you go Wardley, it's a risk for Wardley and a big step up, but we'll see the step up. or Hughie Fury, but then Hughie Fury might see that as like a warm-up fight for maybe a Pulev Povetkin. So it depends. It depends which way and how you want. It depends how you see and how much you rate Cash Ali. That all depends there, because he's got Richard Towers in his corner. Great heavyweight back in the day. Richard Towers was only one loss on his record, and he's been a mentor to Cash Ali as well. So I just think we've just named what we named 30 boxers, 40 boxers there. Massive, absolutely massive. So that's the key with Dazn. 16 shows, at least 16, sorry, across UK and Ireland, being held across UK and Ireland over a year. Is that more or less or around about the same, Kenny, as Sky at the minute? Yeah,
I think it's just about right as well. And what's happened is that what's happened is another thing as well is that they've got the atmosphere as well, which attracts to viewers as well. They've got the crowd atmosphere. And you think about how much we loved it. We loved Fight Camp last year, and there was no crowds. It was just fresh. Now we heard the passion, the swearing, of course, as well. But this time we're gonna get proper passion, passionate fans. So again, time is always the best thing when it comes to business, and especially advertising and events. And at the moment, with this lovely weather as well, I think Fight Camp's going to be fantastic. Such a shame.
Hopefully the weather stays. It's
a litmus test for Eddie Hearn and defend, because he's got to say, right, where is my audience? Because remember, this is going to be a more accurate audience than I've got with Sky, because we have to assume that we've got a crossover from other sports. This time, Dazn is boxing fans, whether it's casual or real boxing fans. Can I bring this audience over? There's a lot of pressure on him, because he's signing a contract, but that contract is also a budget, and he has to deliver as well. So this is where he's got to get it right. Make sure the fighters are in the bubbles. Make sure fighters are getting regularly tested. If they're getting a jab, get them a jab, and make sure this goes right. Again, you've got to remember, give the fighters something they want, and you look at the viewer and said, right, we'll try again after Fight Camp and go to another show, which is probably not Fight Camp. It's going to be like a Saturday show, and then you look at December and said, right, can we charge them more? But you can only do that if the figures match, because he's got to look at this a virgin audience, Nothing's for granted,
and he'll have targets as well.
Yeah, he's going to definitely targets, but again, you're only going to be charging more if there's more demand. The supply is there, maybe a bit scarce, but it's there. But if demand always outweighs supply, then you charge more. The fear and figures are going to be very important for Dazn.
Yeah, and it will be, because it's 9 figures, and you can't get to a point where it's all outgoings and no incomings. You know what I mean? Because all right, fantastic, 9-figure deal. We're going to get some massive fights, but from a business standpoint, there is no way on earth that you can keep it at £2.
Well, not so. But you have to at the moment.
Don't get me wrong. You have to get them in, to lure them in. That's why people like Netflix and Amazon do 30-day free trials.
Yeah,
like I reckon potentially even they could do that in the future.
Maybe.
Free trials. They need to advertise, and fantastic having 9 figures, but now invest some of it in advertising so people know what us boxing fans are buying into.
All right, I think you will, Joe.
I say it with the greatest respect, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but if you've got all these fights at prime time and you can't get the numbers, then I will worry. And this is where the marketing has to be great. Remember, this is where you should be getting the numbers. Prime time. You know what I mean? No distractions. All right. He's timed it to perfection because the Euros will be finished by then. So he's got no excuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. the barrister. What's the chances of Sky Show, BT Show, Dazn boxing show all be on at the same night? That it could be a possible negative because we've discussed the many positives of having a lot of boxing broadcasters, shows more boxers, but you never like to see it, Jay, when there's two or even potentially now three great shows on the same night, because then it would half the audience. Sometimes if it's free, then it'd chop it by a third, and you get to a point where you got to choose. That's not what you want to see, Jay.
No, it's not. But as a greedy boxing fan, I'll take it because I'll record one on the Skybox, watch one on the tablet, and watch one on my phone. So you can watch them all at the same time nowadays, Joe. That's how it's changed.
Be like Grandad from Only Fools and Horses, 3 tellies lined up.
Yeah. So look. You'll have it on your phone. You'll have it on your tablet and your TV. So look. You're going to watch it somehow. If worst case scenario, you're going to have to pick one and you can replay and watch the other one later. But I'd rather have the problem of having an issue of what one to watch than not having no boxing on at all. So I'm not really going to grumble about that. My answer is I'll watch them all at the same time.
Fantastic. And not going to go on too much longer tonight. Obviously, breaking news, but commentary predictions, new commentary predictions. We've seen a whole host of people being discussed already. It was only last week where Eddie said Chris Lloyd's got a big future with whole Matchroom Media. Chris Lloyd doing a fantastic job with Before the Bell, After the Bell, all this stuff with Darren Barker. I've seen a lot of people calling out for Paulie Malignaggi. We see Conor Benn doing a bit of commentary on the weekend at the undercard of Haney Linares. First of all, I'll ask you both, do you think we're going to see one team like we did with Sky where it rotates between 5 or 6 of the same people every show, maybe chuck another one in for good measure every now and then? Or do you think the key to this, because Eddie Hearns wants to be fresh, do you think the key is going to be change it up? Because some people like familiarity, and then some people think familiarity gets dated. So what's your standpoint on this, Kenny?
I think Eddie Hearn, I think what's happening is that if you look at what he's got already, Paul Smith, he's on there. On the UK shows, you're not going to see much of Sergio Mora. So Paul Smith is definitely going to be on there.
Yeah.
If you look at what we do in Matchroom, you know that Darren Barker's going to be on there because Darren Barker can transfer over. He hasn't got an exclusive with Sky. So you're definitely going to get that. Obviously, there's room for other people. Before Anna Warhouse, there was Charlie Webster. She did the first boxing commentary for YouTube. She's the first woman to do boxing presentation and present a boxing show. She could be available as well because obviously she lost her job position at Sky for breaking the breach of contract. So again, there's a vacancy at Dazn as well. They might be using because Sky, Anna Warhouse is a Sky employee. Obviously, they're promoted to Sky Boxing, and she does the face of the boxing. But if Sky still stay at boxing, she'll stay at boxing with Adam Smith and with Ed Robinson as well. But people have muted to me that Adam Smith might come over with
his own match.
But I don't see it happening because remember Adam Smith. The reason why I see it happening is because I know Adam Smith has been doing the darts commentary as well. So he's very much a Sky employee.
He's done more and more of that, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And Ed Robinson as well, who used to be involved with, he used to do fight camps and everything, and he also used to do the weekly magazine show on a Thursday. I could see him staying with Sky as well. So in that respect, it depends on what Sky's got in store for boxing. If Sky is going to neglect boxing, then these guys are going to. Probably Ed Robinson will probably go over to Dazn, and Alan Smith will probably work on other sports like his darts, where he's believe it or not, his commentary actually suits darts just as much as boxing. So I thought that. That's how I look at it. Carl Froch would definitely come over with him. That's a given. Yeah.
We see Carl Froch doing the commentary for Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo, obviously, just under a month ago now.
I see Johnny Nelson's a Sky man, so I think
So
maybe
do
Sky
I.
Kickboxing. I think Don Jenny Nelson will stay over. You know, Budsy, he's the BBC and BT Sports, so that's Budsy. You know, someone like Richie Waddle, he does Channel 5, does BT, so he's another one who...
He won't sign a contract with anyone. He won't go exclusive.
You know, I think that any boxing commentary has to have a place for Richie Waddle. I think it's if you can't find a place in for Richie Waddle to commentate on boxing, then something's wrong.
Here we go. You're a Richie Woodall fan then,
Love
Kenny.
Him. Love him.
I'll have to admit, if we're in fantasy land, if we're in dream world, my main commentator would have to definitely be Mike Costello, BBC. Obviously been with the BBC for years, and if Dazn managed to get in, wow, I have my year subscription straight away just for that commentary. Just have a look at the comments quickly before we asked you, Jay, the same question. Luke Frotch, loving Dazn. Nelson stays at Sky, so he agrees with you, Kenny. Haydar Mahmood, Barry Jones, another big time player.
Love him.
Another big time player. I love Barry, really good. JD Star, we got Glenn McCory's great. Glenn McCory doing some work with Fight Zone at the minute. Obviously, used to do work with Sky. I remember back in the days it was Glenn McCory and Johnny Nelson. It was always Glenn McCory and Johnny Nelson. And so he's doing a bit of Fight Zone. Get him on board at the Zone. I have no qualms with that. But Jay, go on. What do you think? What's your ideal team?
Well, I've actually got some breaking news I've just seen on here, Joe. Apparently, Dazn want me and you as the new commentators. They've seen our work on the watch along. They've seen our work. They've seen our watch alongs on Pep Talk, and they've said, "Wow, these guys are fantastic. We were looking for a new direction, younger generation." Now I'm only putting your leg, but no, I think, yeah. Right, you see my scoring. My scoring's pretty spot on if you watch the watch alongs and that. So yeah, I think me and Joe would be great commentators. But
where is Joe?
I think Joe's gone. He's gone. But we'll carry on, Ken. Oh, here he comes.
Sorry.
See, the breaking news shook him that bad that he went off. He lost connection.
Exactly. My arms are trembling.
The Zone was calling you, saying, "I can't believe you released the news already. What's going on?"
I had the best suit lined up and everything.
Yeah, but no, I'd have Barry Jones. I think Barry Jones was a good shout. Obviously, Cole Frotch is going to go there. I think there are going to be a lot of changes. My favourite commentator, I used to love Jim Watt. I used to think he was fantastic. He used to be great when he was on there. And that's who I would have, Jim Watt. He was fantastic. Bang on the chin. You know what you were getting with Jim Watt. So, yeah, he's my all-time favourite. But I think, you're going to get Cole Frotch, definitely. But I'd like him to see him change it around.
You guys did. When I was growing up, I used to have Harry Carpenter and Reg Gutridge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's going back.
There we go. Yeah. You give away your age now, Ken.
I know.
Right. Yeah, we've got JD. So my fantasy team would be Naz and Ricky Attenlow. Imagine how entertaining that would be.
David Hayes, a good pundit. I know he does BT, excellent, but I don't know what his contract is. He'd be good on Dazn, I think, as a good pundit.
Do you think Dazn will be looking for new, fresher, younger guys? Older guys, or a bit of a mix, yes. So for me, as I say, I think Mike Costello, if you get him, then you're onto a winning formula. Then maybe have him with a younger guy. So maybe mix it up. So maybe you have Mike Costello with the likes of a younger guy. We haven't mentioned, and I'm going to be very controversial here. Oh wow, Haydar Mahmood, Carl Frampton. We've seen him do a bit, he's really good. I really like that Haydar.
I think they have a mix for different shows.
Bit of a team going on then.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna be controversial. I'm not actually gonna say anything, but opinions on Matthew Macklin, commentator. Should he go from Sky to Dazn? Guys, what's your opinions on Matthew Macklin? Because he receives a lot of criticism. I have to admit, I look on Twitter. It's always Adam Smith and Matthew Macklin, but probably Matthew Macklin in particularly receives a lot of criticism. Is that unfair or fair, Kenny?
I think what's happened is that there's always going to be certain people who are always going to be like, critical and not happy. I think for me, partly, I think that Matthew Macklin, he's biased. his commentary. He's not objective, especially for the home, what he considers a fighter who he knows is a mate. You know, sometimes he's scoring for the fighters thinking, mate, come on, mate. It's a lot closer than that, or it's a lot wider than what you're giving it. And that actually reflects on the judges' cards as well, especially with but then again, you know, you're never, no commentator is ever going to be biased. You're always going to assume that the commentator is going to be, you know, commentator's going to be biased. So he's going to be biased to one. But I still think that, you know, Matthew Macklin's, you know, he's doing a good job because day he's putting bums on seats, and day maybe he's a commentator you'll love to hate.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
You know, you're talking about him, so that maybe he's doing a good job in that respect. But
okay. Jay, opinions on Matthew Macklin commentary?
To be fair, I think with Matt Macklin, it's a bit difficult for him. I think he was like that as a fighter. He was a bit Marmite. A lot of fans liked him. A lot of fans didn't like him. It was one of them. So I think that just followed him when he went into punditry and commentary. But it's nothing against Matthew Macklin. I think Matchroom just need a new, fresh lick of paint. There's no point going to a new platform and doing a new thing and having the same sort of faces. So I don't think it's anything to do with Matthew Macklin's commentary or punditry. I know he splits opinions. I'm not here to criticise or give him praise for what he does. I think he does what he does. I think they've done a good job over the years, him and Adam Smith. But I thought it went stale on Sky. I said that many times on air, and I think it'd be stupid for Dazn and Matchroom not to go with a brand new team. I think you're going to see people. I think on different shows. I think on the bigger shows you get the usuals, but I think you might get the likes of the Cole Framptons coming in, George Groves, Eddie Hearn's very loyal. You might get people in like Jamie McDonald when you got European title fights that are on, and people like that. Do you know what I mean? Eddie's got a lot of loyal people that he's worked with over the years that are retired. You might get people on like Kell Brook that come and do punditry. It's going to be different. It's going to be a bit more loose.
Kell Brook is not going to get a job.
No, I don't think so.
Not a permanent job as a pundit full time. But what I'm saying is, it'd be a lot more looser than Sky when you saw the same faces. There's like a big welterweight fight on. You might see they might get Kell Brook in for that show. Or Amir Khan.
Eddie O was personal.
Well, I don't know. Eddie said he'll work with him again. So I saw recently Eddie said he would work with him again. So I just think
what Eddie says and what he
it
does.
was one.
Tony Bellew.
You never know, but
you never know. Yeah.
Andy Clark, Andy
Clark,
Clark's another one.
I think it'd be Chris Lloyd.
He's underrated,
Chris Lloyd.
I think Chris Lloyd is going to be one of them. I think he's going to be one of them, and he'll have a wiser head with him. I'm not sure. It might even be Darren Barker. It might even be Darren. I saw him doing a bit of punditry the other day. I think it could be. I think it could be that they do great on their show that they do, but I think Chris Lloyd's definitely going to be one of them. I think he's going to be one of the pundits. You might even see a team of 3, not just 2. It might be a team of 3. So there's going to be changes.
Maybe. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Chris Lloyd. But I think he's better at like a presenter. So maybe like an Animal House, like what he's done with Darren Barker. I think his presenting skills and bringing people into the conversation is what he's done really well. So, but if he chooses and he gets the option to go for commentary, wants to explore commentary more, I sort of think I can't remember the fight that stands out for me is commentary. I think they done the Cruiserweight World Boxing Super Series final. Was that Brady's Daughtercus? I think it was Brady's daughter got last year. They done that with Darren Barker. Brilliant job. So we'll see what comes up for Chris Lloyd. And Eddie Hearn certainly said he's got a massive future. He's young. And we've got this. Turn the sound off when you're watching the boxing and it's better. Come and listen to our watch-alongs. MJ Cracker, come and listen to our watch-alongs. Hopefully, that's a little bit better than the likes of other commentaries that other people dislike and want to turn off. Ross says, need to get Paulie Malignaggi in. Great commentator. Hey, I can't remember the last time I heard
Teddy Atlas. I'd like Teddy Atlas on there.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Old school again.
He's actually very good.
Yeah. What about then? So we spoke about commentators, but what about like the team, like as in like your Johnny Nelsons, your Carl Frotches there, where they're standing up and sitting down in front. They're not actually commentating, speaking to Anna Woolhouse.
Well, it's, I don't know. You got to ask yourself a question: would you be able to sell Anna Woolhouse to boxing fans?
Yeah, good question, Kenny. Good question. What do you say to it? What do you say, Kenny?
No, because
answer your own question.
I think Kate Abdo's better.
Okay, yeah.
I like Kirsty Gallagher. I think she'd be good on there.
By Kate Abdo. I was Kirsty Gallagher. Do I know Kirsty Gallagher?
She's done Sky Sports for years, didn't she? Sky Sports. I think she does Formula One or used to. I think she's a great presenter. I think
she works with betting channels, but yeah, she does a lot of presenting with betting channels.
Okay.
And she used to work on Sky Sports News for years.
Yeah. Well, she's got a new job on GB News. That new right wing rubbish with Andrew Neil. We're all the people who want to, freedom of speech. I know my rights merchants are going to go on and create a new channel to rival the BBC, Sky, and everything. Where people have been cancelled are going to go to.
I don't know that one. I don't know. Is that the one Piers Morgan was going to join?
To talk about Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan. I think because of who he is, he could just say, right, give me a blank check and I'll fill it, and they'll pay him.
Have you had any? Going off base, but have you had any Twitter debates with Piers before, Kenny?
Not at all. One thing I always say to members of the public, I say it in the nicest way: don't ever follow celebrities. Don't even engage them. They don't talk to you. They've got so many people to talk to, and 9 out of 10 times they watch what they say. It's boring. They're not your friends. Celebrities. Celebrities are just they follow other celebrities and engage with other celebrities. Do not waste your time putting yourself through asking all these questions, asking for a retweet, because you're only going to fall in deaf ears and you're only going to make yourself look like a prize wazzick.
I think Piers Morgan's upset Kenny before when Kenny's
Piers Morgan's never upset me.
A little message.
I'm just saying from experience. Why do members of the public generally believe that a celebrity is going to engage with them?
Yeah,
just because they're in a Twitter debate with another celebrity. Yeah, they're talking to their own kind. They're not. You're beneath them.
They're a different kind now.
It's true.
Different breed.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where boxing's more accessible, Kenny? Do you think that's the good thing about boxing?
Well, yeah, because me and my wife been all over the country to watch these fights, and we stay in the same hotels as the boxers.
Yeah.
Not a problem having a picture. Not a problem, having a conversation about the fight and sitting at the same table with them, or they're coming to sit with you. Not a problem. Obviously, it's business. They sell themselves, and they know they're in touch with their public. Not saying footballers are not accessible, but you can imagine. I don't see many boxers with entourages, especially unless they're on their way up, like Tyson Fury. I'm much noted. John Fury talking about Tyson Fury, his yes men. Yeah, I saw that. But yeah,
great interview. I love that.
Yeah, we've got to talk about that.
Yeah, ultimately, boxers are accessible in a way that most sports are. But it's one of the things, isn't it? When you're a brand, who's to trust? I mean, for instance, there's this cricketer who made himself out, who basically made his debut for England. All of a sudden, a troll has gone through all these tweets. Oh, we found some tweets that are wrong. He's done 7 years ago. So, maybe that's the reason why celebrities don't trust members of the public, because we're the kind of people who could bring them down. Because you look at it this way, everyone's a journalist. Jay, you're a journalist. Joe, you're a journalist. All you got to do is get that little thing that I'm looking at right now, your phone, and press record, and that's it. Or just keep your camera on. You can French connection someone just like that.
Yeah.
And that's why if I was a celebrity, I wouldn't give the public the time of day.
No.
And I say
you've got to be so careful what you put as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we spoke about O'Hara Davis earlier. Like craziness, like we see with reality TV shows, people are being pulled out for tweets that they've paid when they're like 14, 15, and it's not nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. But then again, and that's the thing, if you have any aspirations to be big in life, first thing you do, watch what you tweet And if you're going to have any of that filth on your channel, delete your tweets. Just delete them. Don't be a pork chop.
Yeah.
You know, once you're famous,
wise words, Kenny. Wise words.
Definitely. Oh, hey, I'm Mahmood. Good evening. Are you doing? Watch along for Dubois. Dino, I'm pretty sure we are. Good to see the
Tommy Fury's on there.
Tommy Fury's certainly on there. I'm sure he'll be.
Well, as long as he's not on some crappy love story rubbish he was on 2 years ago. I like my boxers to box. Not.
He's against an undefeated opponent, Kenny.
What?
He's against an undefeated opponent.
Well, I like to see him getting busy. You know, it left me disappointed and upset when I saw him in that rubbish 2 years ago. What's that? Love Crap or Love Island, what they call it?
Love Island.
Love Crap.
You're not a fan of it then, Ken?
I think, I got a daughter and she loves all it. It's first class rubbish, really, isn't it?
I don't know. I enjoyed seeing Tommy
Well, you're young,
Fury.
aren't you?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed seeing Tommy Fury.
You probably think you've got a chance with one of the girls on there.
Oh, no, I'm not that ambitious.
Hey, mate, all it is a bit of spray tan and a bit of getting their hair done and getting their nails done. They're no different. I'm sure if you take away all of that, they're no all paintings, these girls.
Yeah, no, maybe get down the gym a bit more as well. And then that'll give me a bit of a chance anyway. But
yeah,
no, Idris Virgo, I think he was on there as well when he obviously he's another controversial boxer. They're using it to their advantage. And I saw another. Who did I see? Oh God, who did I see who's going to be in it this year? Harley Benn. Harley Benn. We spoke about it, Jay.
No,
Harley Benn. I think is confirmed for it this year. Does that mean you'll be watching it, Ken?
No. Another thing. I know we changed the subject, and I'm going to give it a minute because that's what it deserves. How is it that you've got a reality TV show where you're meant to get normal members of the public, yet all of them have got have actually had their first stab of fame? Some are already famous, and they already got. So basically, they look at the Instagram accounts, the social media accounts, and right, if they've got about over 200k followers, let's get them on because they're semi-famous. I thought it was a chance for someone who's not famous to make it, and, get a life, not people already famous.
Yeah, it's not the days of Big Brother, the old Big Brother, where they just got the best person.
Joe, I'm so glad I got hold of you now. I can cure you of this problem you've got.
Right, moving swiftly on from that before he puts any witchery on me, take away my guilty pleasures. Got David Griffiths. He's come back with his team. See an interesting one. Frotch, I'm assuming now. Oh, Frotch Ian Dark. Jesus Christ, he's now doing the BT football. He ain't done boxing for a long time, but if they can pull him out of woodwork, I'd certainly enjoy that. Andy Lee, that's an interesting one. I'd certainly enjoy that. I think he might be focusing on trading for the near future anyway. Paul Smith, Alex Arthur. Alex Arthur's done a bit with Dazn already. Tasha Jonas, she's done well. She's done a few now. She's done a few Sky shows now. Joe Kawasaki. Big names. And I can't. Another one who's been doing a fair bit for BBC, Joe Gallagher. I know Eddie Hearn and Joe Gallagher's relationships is turbulent at the best of the times. It's a love-hate relationship. But all these new names, is this a really big opportunity, Jay, for a whole new team to take this by the horn and say, right, Matchroom Media, Dazn, let's go and kick us out of the ballpark?
Yeah, 100%. I think what will happen on the announcement, I think there'll be a couple of shocks. I reckon 3 or 4 of the team that you'll see will probably be names that we won't even have suggested, but they'll probably be good names. But I reckon there'll be ones that the names we ain't throwing out there at the moment. I reckon you might even get an American, like a Paulie might be in there. Let's think of who else had. I think Cole Frotch is definitely a shoo-in. I think we all agree on that. I think he's definitely going to be a shoo-in. He done the Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders. So, yeah, I wouldn't like Joe Gallagher. I know he's done a few bits in that, but obviously he's a coach. I like him to focus on his fighters. Same with Natasha Jonas. It's all right doing bit parts here and there, but focus on your career while you're doing it.
When she's retired,
fantastic. Really, that's what I'm saying. This is great experience coming in for the odd show when you're not in camp in that. So I think that's great experience for her. But yeah, I think they've got a lot of opportunities here. I think they can really make a statement. But I'm actually looking forward to the announcement and also to the fight card, like we said earlier. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to everything. I'm really looking because it's like this whole big thing, game changer. Is like that's their slogan that they're going for, game changer. And let's see if it is a game changer. Let's see it's a game changer. And final thing, thanks everyone for watching this live stream. We're just going to finish up on, I'll ask both of you 3 fights you would love to see in the first set of the Dazn shows, which will take place at Matchroom HQ, also known as Fight Camp. Starting off with you, Jay, 3 fights.
3 fights that I want to see. Conor Benn versus Michael Mickinson for the British title at welterweight.
Okay.
Followed by Hughie Fury versus David Price.
Okay.
Then I would also like, this is a dream one, I would like to see Dillian White, which probably won't happen, versus Joe Joyce. I think that would be a great fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight. Certainly a dream one, that, but it would be fantastic. Same question to you, Kenny. What 3 fights?
The first fight I know I'm going to get anyway. It's going to be Kate. It's going to be Rachel Ball versus Shannon Courtney. Definitely getting that. I'll be fuming if I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I want to see Conor Benn fight Avanesian. I think that is going to be a fight I'm really, really up for.
And I'd love to see it. Don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, probably not. Happen. I want to see Hughie Fury. I want him to fight Pulev because I think I think Pulev's got enough. Pulev, I know ages against him, but he's still a live fight. And he's still got ambitions to be a world title fight. And Hughie Fury needs to win a big fight. He's got to win big, and in order to get himself, he's still young. But he needs to be asking himself, is he going to be the punch bag of Europe? And I've got some football news for you because I know you're football fans.
Come on, bring it in.
Trent Alexander-Arnold has been ruled out of Euro 2020. So Gareth Southgate bottled it and shat his pants. Sorry,
I've seen your
take the full right
post on that, Kenny.
So the fourth right back that he tried to accommodate has got injured anyway. So is he gonna use his brains and take another striker like he should have done?
What you take Ward Prowse or Lingard?
Yeah, come on, J-Lings. Let's get J-Lings in there. Come on, get Lingard in there. Love West Ham.
Or Ward Prowse for his set plays. You need set plays in tournaments.
All right, I've started an argument. What about taking Watkins? We've only got 2 recognised strikers. Why can't we have a third one?
Yeah, we don't need 3. You've got too many wingers.
But who's a natural goal scorer apart from Harry Kane and Calvert-Lewin? We need another one.
Yeah, but the thing is, Kenny, Kane's going to play 90 minutes every game. He's captain. He's not going to get subbed off. So you're only going to bring one other striker on.
What if Kane
Big John Fury will do the job.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, shove him up top.
Big John, stick Mickey Theo in goal, and he'll score. And he'll score. He'll score 50 yarders. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Pep Talk UK. Kenny Ken, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at KennyKen1972. You know, it's mainly Arsenal. I threw a few boxing things in on my Instagram. On Twitter, I mainly talk about boxing. The Arsenal football scene's not my scene no more. There's a lot of Waziks on there who think that we all have to wear a uniform because we support the same club. So a boxing fan, it's nice to meet new boxing fans. Obviously, I'm still going to talk about football, you know, and, you know, the odd Euros and maybe the odd Arsenal. But, you know, I tend to talk more, but just as much about boxing now because, you know, it's new. And, you know, I managed to find that a lot of boxing, my mates who or Arsenal fans like boxing as well, but they'd never come out of the woodwork or come out of the closet because they probably just thought we need to talk about Arsenal. Yeah, look, you know, sometimes people restrict themselves on social media. They think that all they've got to talk about is Arsenal or, you know, Chelsea, other football teams when they've got other interests like cricket, obviously a game you two don't like, and boxing, which you both love.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a big fan of
cricket.
Obviously, no.
Cricket.
they're them little things you find in the garden, aren't they, Ken?
Yes, actually, they are. They are.
No,
Jay,
no.
do you like cricket? Silence.
I only like the Ashes. To be fair, I'm a bit of bit of a wet bit when it comes to cricket. I just follow the Ashes when it's on and that. Same with the rugby. I only follow the Rugby World Cup, but I appreciate it. I love darts. I love UFC. Look, the beauty about sport is you don't have to just like one sport. You can like all different sports, like Kenny says. So
yeah, definitely.
Look, everyone can like whatever they want to like, and I think everyone should support what everyone else wants to like.
Yeah,
so.
Of course they do. But I think the boxing scene is still virgin territory for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when they
not for me, Kenny. Not for me and
Obviously,
Joe, mate.
Yeah, not for us, but for a lot of people.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be on here.
We're breaking them. We're breaking them walls down, Ken. We're trying.
We should be doing more than that. We should be basically getting a sledgehammer and doing it.
We've got to do it. Jay, where can people find you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram,jalby1989. You can also find me, the future e-boxing sporting champion. You know it's going to happen. I've told everyone it's going to happen. All offers, come find me.
Come find him, certainly. And if you can't find him, make sure you come and find us at the next live stream. It'll probably be Dubois versus Dinu, but you'll see it on your feed anyway. So don't matter. You can find me at JoePugh13 online on Instagram or Joe Pugh Boxing on Twitter. Once again, thanks for watching. Always a pleasure to be joined by Kenny Ken and Jay Alby, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.